Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now.
So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Subject som känner konstigt, pappa kan så felina. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Wanna Bet. I just want to make sure we're good to go on Twitter. And we appreciate you guys tuning in, as always. I'm Jason. That's Ben. Yesterday, we had our buddy Eric Casilius with us, and it was another profitable day on Wanna Bet. This is what we do if you're new to the show. First, second, third down. 3 favorite bets that we've made in that order since our last show 24 hours ago. Fourth and long is really fourth and short. We've been hammering away at quick hitter bets, first quarter bets in the WNBA, first 3 inning bets, first inning bets, Nerfies or Yerfies, no runs first inning, yes runs first inning. Trying to get you guys a quick play where you don't have to sit through the entire game. And overtime, we are hammering away at the NFL as we are about 10 days, I guess, 9-10 days away from it kicking off. And God, we can't wait. But Beltway Ben, I know you had a big night last night. We're transparent here. Show the people what we did. So there we go. I'm not going to belabor the point. The Royals sucked. I had a Nerfie go south on me with Joe Ryan in the bottom of the first against Toronto. But we did, have that parlayed with Toronto on the money line. We gave out. There's the Super Discord. We were all over Toronto money line on the Super Discord. Had some other bets that hit on the Super Discord. All our plays as we make them in real time are on the Super Discord. But Ben, you crushed it and you sold that Riley Green so well that EK and I jumped on board, and we thank you for that.
Yeah, very nice cash there. It was a little sweaty, right? He comes up in the first inning, I believe, was first and second. He comes up, which I'm like, dude, come on. Then he comes up again with a guy on second base. Strikes out again. I'm like, all right, I know how this is going to go. Yeah. All of a sudden, later in the game, he gets a base hit and comes around to score, which is pretty big to cash that. But Roman Anthony, his first at bat against Sagano, like I expected, goes yard, over 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs, cashes with nobody on base, which is nice. We had Brewers team total over 2.5 first 5. That cashed. We also had William Contreras to go over his prop, which cashed. And then Tina Charles was our one loss of the night. But overall, we were up 4+ units on the night on this side. So it was pretty good.
And there you go. I'm not great at math. But 37 plus 23, Beltway Ben, that's up 60 units since we launched this show on May 21st, obviously with some future bets still outstanding. Celtic there, that is international soccer, folks. If you want to get in on that match and you're with me on Celtic in Kazakhstan today, that match kicks off in under 40 minutes. That's an early start because it's Kazakhstan. So that's obviously many time zones away from most of Europe, and that is a Champions League qualifier. So there we go. That's what we do here every freaking day. Beltway Ben, where are you taking us on first down today?
First down, we're going to go to Hunter Brown, take his strikeouts over 6.5 Ks, minus 106. He's under this in 5 straight starts, so it is a little riskier. But Rockies are striking out 24% against right-handed pitching on the road in the last month. That's the 9th most in the MLB. They've improved a bit as the season's gone on, but they're still not very good. And Hunter Brown's striking batters out 30.9% of the time at Dyken Park. Wow, it's much better than what he's done on the road. We know that he started the second half pretty slow. He was getting hit kind of hard, but last outing, he turned things around. We saw him take that leap this season in the first half, and he was clearing this number in almost every single outing. But like I said, of late, he's gone under it in 5 straight. I do think he'll be the guy we saw in that first half against a really bad team, quite honestly, that he should dominate at home. So I like him over 6.5 Ks.
I'm on that game, backing the Astros in a little different way, but Hunter Brown is a big part of the reason why. Beltway Ben, I've got a confession to make right here on first down. Did I not swear off MLS matches on this show a few days ago? Said no mas, right? Waving the white flag. I'm done with that horseshit league. I will say this. I didn't give it out on the Discord. I didn't talk about it here, but I love the Seattle Sounders to beat the crap out of Kansas City over the weekend, and they beat them 5-2. I can't resist the siren call of the Seattle Sounders here against the LA Galaxy tomorrow night in Leagues Cup. I'm off of traditional MLS, but I am going to make one Leagues Cup wager here. I have made one Leagues Cup wager here, and this is the one. Seattle's in great form right now, going back through Leagues Cup, going back to the summer in the Club World Cup. They have great lineage. They're one of the few domestic U.S. teams that has won international trophies before. And while there are no Mexican sides left in League Cup, it is still an international tournament. Look, they played the Galaxy in L.A. a couple weeks ago. They beat them 4-0. It could have been worse. The Rothrock kid from Georgetown was plunging up and down the wings, creating havoc. Ferreira and whoever else they wanted to put up top in that match were dominating around the top of the 18. It was the men against the boys. The Galaxy are a bad MLS team that has played well against Mexican sides in Leagues Cup, but have not fared well domestically at all. Galaxy in their last 5 MLS matches against MLS opponents, 1 win, 3 losses, 1 draw. They're conceding a lot of goals, and Seattle has, for my money, the most diverse attack in MLS right now. Seattle's back line has been great, really, the last 6 weeks or so. They're the better side, and again, they just won in LA a couple weeks ago, 4-0. I also am parlaying this with over 2.5 goals. Why? Well, Galaxy games have gone 3 goals or more total in 10 of their last 11. Seattle's averaging nearly 3 goals a game themselves over their last 11. 31 goals scored. Now, 7 of them did come in a 7-0 drubbing of Cruz Azul in League Cup, but still, 31 goals scored in their last 11 games. Seattle matches across all competitions are over that 2.5 goal total in 9 of the last 11. And one of the ones that didn't go over, Seattle picked up an early red card, played most of the match with 10 men, and that really changed the whole tempo, direction, everything of that match against Pachuca in Leagues Cup a week ago. So there you have it. I have been doing pretty well on the Sounders. I'm off of MLS as a whole, but I like Seattle in this midweek spot against the team that I think they match up very well against. Second down, Ben.
Second down, we will go to the Chicago Cubs on the money line at -142. I wanted to get this early because I do think by first pitch the number is up a little bit. But Matthew Boyd takes the mound here, and he has been awesome this season. Cubs are all of a sudden starting to play really good baseball. They won 3 in a row, 8 of their last 10. And the Brewers, for a while, it looked like it was done. Listen, I'm not writing it off yet. I know there's only 30-some games left, but I'm not writing it off yet.
I am.
Another bullpen collapse yesterday by the Brewers.
Who won the game?
Yeah, it's not going to stop.
Who won the game?
Okay. Yeah,
on the run line. Who won the game on the run line?
As they should have against an awful trash team. The bullpen didn't implode? Okay. Now
I was on the first 5, but they still won by 2 runs.
So was I. I cashed my bets. I cashed my bets. That's not the
that really doesn't matter to me.
You're really bullpen's starting to implode by the day. Jason's getting worried. We all know it. But guess what? The Cubs are playing good baseball, like I said, and the Giants aren't, except against the Brew Crew. That's another story. We can get into that too. They did take 2 or 3 from the Brewers. I don't think that's going to happen against the Cubs. I just think when you look at what he's done, Justin Verlander, 11 of his last 12 starts, he's lost. The team has lost. And he's 6 at Oracle Park. Like we know with Matthew Boyd, his numbers have ticked up a little bit on the road, but that's a pitcher's ballpark. And they still have to believe they're in the NL Central race. In all seriousness, like they have to believe they're in it. They have to win these types of games. With Matthew Boyd in the mound, has been one of the better pitchers in the MLB. So I do like the Cubs on the money line at -142.
You know who's starting from my Brew Crew tomorrow, Beltway, Ben?
Okay, take the first 5 again. Take the first 5 again now.
Tomorrow's Quinny P Day. So your Cubs better hope Milwaukee shits the bed tonight because tomorrow is Quinny P with 15 straight wins with Quinny P on the mound. And yeah, that's a little hint. We will be on
Quinny P's gotten hit a little bit. The bullpen saved him. The bullpen hasn't saved anybody.
They win the game, baby. They win for Quinny P and they win for me. That means they win for us at WannaBet. You mentioned Hunter Brown earlier in the show, and I do really like the Astros again in this game. I'm just double-checking the name of this kid. Yeah, Gordon. What is his name? Tanner Gordon is on the mound for the Rockies. I know it's a small sample size, Beltway, Ben, but he's got a 13.14 ERA on the road. He's got an 8.16 ERA over his last 7 outings for this kid, Gordon. 50 hits allowed in 32 innings pitched while also striking out just 18. Not sure how that's going to play in Minute Maid Park today. Colorado, 27 and 38 on the road on the run line. That is 27th in Major League Baseball. Colorado, 8 and 13, their last 21 on the road on the run line. And it is Hunter Brown Day. And what does that mean? Well, Hunter Brown's got a 2.27 ERA at home. League batting 1.8, 182 off him, and whatever that ballpark's called now, with a whip under 1. Hunter Brown in August, it is the pennant race, 1.44 ERA. He did face Colorado in Coors Field, obviously great hitters environment. Earlier this year, he gave up 2 earned runs in 6 innings pitched. Again, Houston's offense, not what it used to be. It's still a league average offense. This is a hitter they can tee off on. The Astros have their ace on the mound. I think we can win this run line, obviously, in 8 innings. I don't think I'm going to need the 9th to do it. This is the men against the boys for me. So give me an Astros team that took 3 or 4 from the O's and is in pretty good form right now. Third down, Ben.
Yeah, and just real quick on that, even though their offense overall, the numbers haven't been great. The bats came alive in that Orioles series.
Yes,
they were tearing pitching up there. But I'm going to go to the WNBA for third down. Kalia Copper, over 15.5 points at -110. We're going to get back to her in the fourth and short, but I do like her to just go over 15.5 points. The Sparks are allowing 90 points per game in their last 7 games. That's the second most in the WNBA. And a number that stands out to me, 11.3 3-pointers made per game they're allowing, which is the most in the WNBA. Copper's going to take 4 to 5 threes. If she knocks down 2, we're in a good spot to go over this because she can get to the free throw line. She can score going to the basket, stop and pop, all that good stuff. And she hasn't been awesome as she's returned from an injury, right? She came back, then started dealing with something else, and then came back from that. It hasn't been great, but she has gone over this multiple times, including 25 points twice and 22 once. So if we get all we need is 16, and she's had big blow-up games. We are seeing guards blow up against the Sparks regularly. And the Sparks are winning some of these games because their offense is good enough, but this is the best possible matchup for her to score points. It's the first time she's played them all year. You have to think Copper is going to get it going. And when you look at what they've done, like Sabali is off and on, and she's got an attitude with the coach, and there's something not really right there. Something doesn't feel right there. Alyssa Thomas, awesome. Terp, huge fan of Alyssa Thomas, but she's not a 20-plus point per game scorer. She fills up the stat sheet in other ways. So I do think Copper leads them in scoring tonight and goes over the 15.5 points.
Love it. I got a feeling my Copper RIP is going to be showing up when you talk about Miss Copper in a minute, and Meaty will be showing up as well. Meaty right now is holed up. He's going from closet to closet. He keeps burying himself in different people's closets. It was Chloe's before she went away to college. Now he's in my bedroom, holed up in a closet. I guess he likes to kind of bury himself in. Anywho, third down. We're drilling back in on this Minnesota-Toronto series. Toronto's the best home team in baseball, and Minnesota is playing out the string. Toronto is also the best run line team at home in baseball, and it ain't even close. 42 and 22 on the run line at home. Number 1 in MLB. Chris Bassett on the mound, Beltway Ben. How's he at home? He's got an 8-0 record with a 2.73 ERA in Skydome or whatever they're calling it. Toronto is 12-2 at home in Bassett's 14 starts there with a +31 run differential. So that's an over +2 per game run differential at home with Bassett starting those games. Bailey Ober on the mound for Minnesota, struggling. 5.84 ERA on the road, 6.25 ERA in his last 7 starts. Minnesota has lost 7 straight Bailey Ober starts. Minnesota is 2-8 on the run line in Ober's last 10 starts. Look, I'm looking at a Minnesota team. If you go and look at their last 13 losses, Beltway Ben, 12 of them have come by 2 runs or more. They're very accustomed to getting drubbed. Toronto continues to put up crooked numbers in inning after inning. They destroyed Joe Mauer literally from the first pitch of the game last night, and now they get a far less effective starter. So I think Toronto continues to do damage and runs away with the AL East. Fourth and long is not fourth and long. Don't believe your lying eyes. It is fourth and short. We want to find every night something in this marketplace to try to get you guys paid quickly in a game. Beltway Ben, I believe you've already tipped your hand here.
Yeah, probably should know where I'm going. We're going to go with Kalia Copper over 3.5 first quarter points. I broke down how bad the Sparks are defensively, but she's also over this in 6 of her last 11 games. We're going to get 6 to 7 minutes. She's not playing any more than that, which is kind of unfortunate, but I'm not worried about it because the last 7 games, Sparks are allowing 24 points per game in the first quarter. That is the most in the WNBA. So I do think she scores 4+ points. I think she scores way more than that. Should be getting up to, if we can get 8 to 10, I'll feel really good about my points prop. But we are betting first quarter points here for fourth and long.
I'm putting a unit on that, my friend. This is not a whale play for you. You don't want to get Gigi up here. We don't want to get all 3 dogs on the board. Did you think about making this one of your infamous / famous WNBA whale plays?
I'm going to be honest. No. Yesterday, the closest I've been in the past few days was Riley Green. And after the first 2 at bats,
wow.
I would have been kicking myself.
Right. You'd have been crapping your pants.
Yeah, but he came through. That was the closest I came because yesterday the numbers just matched up. Kalia Copper, though, not
You
yet.
would have been like T-Bone in the fetal position. That's an inside joke, but
Yeah, 100%.
you would have been full-blown T-Bone.
Yeah, you wouldn't have heard from me.
You wouldn't have been responding to those texts.
No responses in there.
Go Riley Green. Crickets. I'm going to a Nerfy here, and it's a Nerfy that I played the last time Nick Martinez faced the Dodgers, and I lost that bet. Not because of Martinez. He mowed down the top of the Dodgers order like he always does. That was one of Ohtani's first starts back, and Ohtani gave up a home run. Can't remember who it was, but he gave up a run, so we lost the Nerfy there. It is Kershaw versus Martinez. Look, Nick Martinez is a league average pitcher, folks, except for in the first effing inning, where he's got a 1.86 ERA. And that's through we're almost a full season now. The league batting just 200 off him in the first inning. And Cincinnati is a Nerfy team, slightly. Now, the Dodgers are a heavy Yerfy team, although they're 5-5 in their last 10. So that Yerfy trend has been curbed some. But look, this is why I really like this play. Okay, Martinez is 9-1 to the Nerfy in his last 10. Martinez is 4-1 against the Dodgers. His last 5 times out against them, Beltway Ben, with a 1.76 ERA. Betts for his career is 6 for 27 against them with a 580 OPS. Freddie Freeman's 1 for 11. That one is a home run, but still. Ohtani's 0 for 7. Like, you can go through the matchups, and you can go through the last couple times, recency, facing this lineup. Martinez is in their head. He's always pitched well at Dodger Stadium. He's getting it done. Kershaw, okay, he does scare me a little bit. I mean, look, he still has a 2.79 ERA in his last 7. His first inning numbers are good, not great, but he has failed to allow a run in the first inning in 9 of his last 12 outings. So I love this payoff. I mean, that's about as good as it gets for a Nerfy there. I mean, we're nosing up on plus money. So Martinez does what he does before. Kershaw gets us through the first inning against the suspect Reds lineup. And that's where I am. Overtime with the NFL, we're looking at, or college football, overtime with football, I should say. We're looking at futures. We're looking at player props. We're looking at game lines. Everything is on the table here, Beltway Ben. What wager did you make?
Glad you mentioned college football because we are going college football here. We have 2 plays. It's both in the same game, same team. I like Georgia Tech to cover the 4.5, minus 110. I'll get to it in a minute. And I also like Georgia Tech's team total over 29.5 at minus 110 as well. They have a matchup with Colorado on Friday night. Now, since Deion took over at Colorado, people are betting money on them like crazy. People who don't bet, like it's changed a lot of stuff with college football. And last year, I'll be quite honest with you, the public was making so much money on Colorado, right? I mean, they won 9 games. Their projected win total was 3.5. And real quick, I had a bet with my friend. He bet me that they would win 7 or more games at $100. And I said, okay, well, like their number's 3.5. Like, I'll take this bet easy. They ended up winning 9 games. And I lost $100. He could have won a lot easier if he would have just bet it 2 or 3 wins down. But Haynes King is back at Georgia Tech, and he's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the ACC. You pair him in the backfield with Jamal Hayes. That's a great running back. That duo, we know Haynes King, what he can do with his legs. That opens up the game for the running backs. And then you look at Brent Key, 3-2 on the road last season. And this isn't, you're not going to Colorado to face Shedeur and that offense. A lot of their offense last year, we saw Shedeur, the jailbreak plays, the backyard football, him turning something out of nothing. It's what he was doing. And it was so many plays, the offensive line would crash. I don't think that Salter's going to be able to do that. They haven't announced their starting quarterback. My guess is going to be Salter from Liberty.
And I still don't think they have an offensive line, do they?
No. And Seaton's going to get better. Seaton's a local kid, actually, 5-star left tackle. He'll get better, but it's not going to be what it was for Shedeur. I mean, you know how much Deion wanted to protect Shedeur, and you also know Shedeur knew what he was dealing with. Salter comes from Liberty, played down in competition, but had a better offensive line there, and now he's going to go here. Colorado is bringing a ton of new guys in, a lot of transfer portal guys. The offense as a whole is almost completely new. And then you look at their defense, number of transfers there as well. The defense has not been good with Deion there. On the other side, Georgia Tech brings back a ton of guys. They have a good coach, hard-nosed coach, and I do think this Georgia Tech team is going to be pretty damn good this year. So I like them to start off strong in Colorado. I know it's on the road, but like I said, 3-2 on the road last season for Brent Key. I think he handles business Friday night.
Yeah, you were talking to me a little bit yesterday during our breaks on our radio show about this, and I'm going to be on that Georgia Tech and laying the points there with you as well. NFL Week 1 player props are populating en masse. You can get almost plus money for Ashton Jeanty anytime touchdown. I mean, now this is Pete Carroll, who wants to run the football, who went out and traded for Marshawn Lynch very early in his Seattle tenure, right? Because they wanted a bulldozer running back. And unlike Marshawn Lynch, Ashton Jeanty is also going to win for you in the passing game. You've got a New England defense that allowed 16 rushing touchdowns last year, so they weren't special against it. They were league average, allowing basically one a game. And just overall team defense for New England last year, touchdowns per drives allowed, they were 25th in the NFL. I don't think they're markedly better. Geno is going to want to run this offense through Ashton Jeanty. Pete Carroll, defensive-minded head coach, is going to want to be conservative in this game. Pete Carroll also got fired by the New England Patriots a while back. Like, I think Pete Carroll would love to blow up Mike Vrabel's first game for Robert Kraft. I know that there's Bowers there, but outside of that, there's not a whole lot else. Geno's not a threat with his legs. And this kid, Jeanty, you're not taking off the field. He's a first down, second down, third down, fourth down back. So, and Pete Carroll's also not above getting on the headset saying, give the ball to the effing running back. So I know he wishes he did that one more time in a Super Bowl. If you want to couple this with some early lines, like you can get 17.5 to 18.5 receiving yards. You can get rushing yards around 70.5. And look, search around because you can get that minus 102. But unlike a lot of schmucks in this business who get paid by sports books to promote those sports books and give you horseshit parlays that are never going to hit in a million freaking years, I'm not here to promote any sports book. I'm here to get you paid. But look around. The minus 102 is there. It's not going to be there, Beltway Ben, a week from now. It sure as hell ain't going to be there 9 days from now when we get to game day. So that's where I am. And that's our show. How did it go last night again, Beltway Ben? Remind me. I forget. There you go. That's just the day in the life of Wanna Bet. It's what we do. Eric Casillas also had a nice night for us with his plays on the show last night. That QR code there, I'll put it on my Twitter as well. You can scan that. There's a lot of different ways you can join our super Discord. We're crushing the books that way as well. Casillas keeps getting more people with different specialties, NASCAR, soccer. Like we've got all your bases covered there. With people who drill down on specific sports. You have access to all of them there in the super Discord. Beltway Ben, we will be back tomorrow to do this again. I will be out Thursday, but my picks will be here. Casillas will be sitting in for me then. We cannot wait for a big college football slate starting Thursday. Again, only about 9 days away from the NFL. And, you know, we're only up 60 units since launching this thing May 21st. So you want to bet, we want to bet, and you should want to bet with us.